Hello, MonstersAbound here, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires and a brand new campaign as Repanse de Lyonesse, as I'm gonna call her, and Bretonnia. So Repanse de Lyonesse grew up as a humble and devout shepherdess who was somehow not riddled with the normal horrific mutations and general vile looks of her peasant fellows. Unfortunately for her, the entirety of Bretonnia was currently under siege by the foul forces of chaos. Her village was totaled, and suffering from concussion, or maybe smoke inhalation, she saw the Lady of the Lake, who had probably popped by to borrow some milk or something. The moist bent, upon seeing the now very much on fire village, probably exclaimed something along the lines of "Struth!" and spotting the woozy Repanse, told her to clean the mess up while she went rifling through the rubble to see if she could find anything useful to put in her tea. Repanse immediately grabbed some armour from a dead knight, nicked a sword and banner from a nearby Grail chapel, and commandeered a panicking warhorse, adding Grand Theft Auto to her additional crimes of theft and grand larceny. Cologne was under siege, and Repanse made straight for it, galloping ahead without looking back. Every knight who was currently retreating in the opposite direction saw her heading right for danger, and did what any man does when he sees a woman doing something better than he can: immediately set after her to explain why she was doing it wrong. By the time she had reached Cologne, she had gained a huge following of mansplaining knights, all hell-bent on telling her why she'd just go home and leave the desperate retreating to the menfolk. So busy were they trying to catch up with her, they slammed right into the Chaos host, currently laying siege to the Bretonian capital. The forces of Chaos, suddenly surprised by a giant lance formation in the rear, panicked, and during the subsequent fighting, Repanse lopped the head off the Chaos warlord. Having saved the day, the new king gave Repanse knightly honours for saving the entire country and made her a Duchess of Lyonesse, and at no point was she burned at the stake for wearing trousers. So good stuff there. Now, as Repanse, we have an additional mechanic on top of all the Bretonian ones, which is basically we need to garrison in our towns every so often, or we will die of dehydration. So that's fun, because of course we start in the Southlands down here in Araby. So we are surrounded basically by a whole bunch of Tomb Kings and various undead factions. Kind of a problem, because we have a look at the Damsel of War, which is basically Repanse's faction bonuses. She gets more control for all provinces, which is quite nice, because control is or public order is something that I really hate dealing with. Upkeep reduction for all heroes, quite nice. Melee defense for questing knights, pretty good. And then diplomat relations minus 80 with vampire counts, vampire coasts, and tomb kings, which means basically everyone who doesn't have a pulse is going to hate our guts. I mean, they probably would have anyway, but you know. Anyway, so we start off with Kofa here. We do have the Kofa docks, which is going to give us the ability to recruit knights errant. It's pretty good off the bat, not bad. And we can upgrade that to the Kofa harbour, which is going to give us slightly more income, like double the income. That's not bad. I'll take that. We also start with the rally field there. I might knock that down. You know what? Because obviously we get bonuses to our heroes. So, I mean, theoretically, if we build the royal stables in every settlement, we can have the most paladins ever. Interesting thought. And talking of paladins, we start off with Henry Le Massif. That's right, Henry Le Massif. He's dropping big tunes, and he's got a castle on his head. It's good. And there can only be one, so he gets additional charge bonus and melee defense. He also has the Guardian ability, so if a lord or hero is within 30 meters of him, they get an additional 15% physical resistance, which is very, very nice. He also gets some additional abilities there, so he gets Bannerman, which gives weapon strength and charge bonus for all mounted units by the look of it. Monster Slayer and Chainmail, along with the... Well, he also gets a Hippogriff. That's nice. I don't think normal paladins get Hippogriff. I think they just get a horsey.
Yes.
And then we've got Repanse herself. So she's a champion of the people. The small folk of Bretonnia, Repanse is their champion, a beacon of hope in what would otherwise be the lives of hopeless downtrodden drudgery. Well, sure. And she's going to give physical resistance for all peasants, leadership for all peasants, and she also gets the ability Halo of Maidenly Wrath. How exciting. She also starts off with a Mount Suleiman, which I guess is her warhorse that she found and stole. So she starts off with the Knights and Questing vow. We can, of course, get the Grail vow now. Defeat a legendary lord of the Warriors of Chaos, Skaven Vampire. Okay. That's kill 5 enemy lords in battle. That's potentially an option. Raise 5. That's a difficult one. I feel like defeat a legendary lord is... I mean, we're definitely going to do that at some point, right? Like, killing 5 enemy lords in battle seems... Is that tricky? Depends if we're going to run into a... I mean, Arkan is just to the south, isn't he? Maybe we can go and just fuck him up. Fuck it, do that. That gives the Grail Vow when we complete it. We've kind of got the Questing Vow, which gives them more weapon strength, campaign movement range, and greatly reduces the upkeep for Questing Knights, and the Knight's Vow, which gives more leadership size, untainted, and greatly reduces the upkeep for various other knights as well. Skills-wise, she doesn't get a flying mount, she just gets Suleiman. Commandeered a riderless warhorse for Slain Knight. Suleiman boldly charges Repanse to battle at the apex of the feared lance formation. Oh, and we get the Fleur de Lys banner, which is going to give us melee attack and melee defense around us, which is again quite nice. And we get heroes, the People's Heroes, so that's more armor piercing for infantry units, casual replenishment rate, melee attack for infantry units, melee attack, flaming attacks, immune to psychology when we're fighting undead, which we're going to be doing a lot of. Courageous, rebuild the ruins, honourable and pure, and the Eternal Errantry War. Well, there we go. How exciting. A whole bunch of interesting stuff there. So, let's start by...
The lady calls me.
Indeed. We've got Waldemir von Sinclair over here. And I suppose our first objective is to go and kick the shit out of him. So, let's pick up Henry along the way.
The lady's justice.
And we will go and ruddy murder him. He's just got a bunch of skeletons. It's,
In
yeah.
the lady's name.
Sure.
Prepare.
First battle of the campaign. Oh, it's got that new campaign battle smell. The best smell. It's like when you open. You know what? You know what I imagine it smells like. It smells like when you get a brand new army book from Games Workshop and you open it up and you can smell the pages and you're like, oh, smells like that cost a lot. Anyway, there's Repanse. There she is, looking fantastic, looking great. And there's Henry Le Massif with a big old castle on his head. I imagine that's so that if we get into trouble, we can retreat into his hat and just hole up there for a bit. I think that's probably the plan. Good. So we've got our cavalry on the flank, and then we've got our measly peasants in the centre here. We've actually got a field trebuchet. That's quite nice. A couple of units of bowmen. That's all good. The enemy army is undead. We've got some black knights and some Khan wraiths heading towards us. Khan wraiths, both work. Doing a little bit of trebuchet fire. They've got some grave guard and some ghouls heading this direction as well. But most of their skeleton warriors seem to be heading for the infantry, which I'm fine with because we're going to do a little bit of shenanigans. So over here we've got our knights charging it. Now I didn't use lance formation, and I should have, but I didn't because I forgot that was a thing. So Henry's tanking the Black Knights. We're then charging in and doing a lot of damage. And we've also got Repanse. She's gonna get these Cairn Wraiths to surround her, and then she's going to blow them up. Kaboom! And then in we go, charging in. So that is the Halo of Maidenly Wrath, or whatever it is, and that blinds the Cairn Wraiths, so they have fuck all attack and defense now, and then we can do a lot of damage to them. And also it does magical damage as well. So you can see already the Cairn Wraiths not very happy. They're crumbling, damage sustained. Now, if they were a mortal unit, they'd be running away. They're not. They're still fighting, which is a bugger, because here come some crit ghouls. It's a pain, and they're also still fighting and doing us damage. And the Grave Guard have charged in over here as well. We've managed to pull out the Knights of the Realm. They're going to go do a little charge. Again, should have definitely used a lance formation, but, I mean, still not bad. Not bad. It's a good charge. It's a good charge. We're doing another charge over there. Meanwhile, our infantry has engaged the enemy undead. Now, our peasants may be garbage, but they should do okay against these skeletons, because the skeletons are also pretty garbage. So as we've got our bowman there, and here comes the Strigoi Ghoul King charging in, and we've got a corpse cart there as well. That's not really going to be doing very much. So we're going to be filling it full of arrows, all that kind of good stuff over there. Meanwhile, the battle continues with our cavalry, and our Questing Knights have actually taken quite a chunk of damage. I don't think they've actually lost many members of the unit. They've just taken a lot of damage. I think mostly the Cairn Wraiths have been doing a number on them because they've, of course, got a arm-piercing attack. But Repanse is just hacking her way through. She's got 11 kills so far. She is somewhat surrounded, but that does mean that we can then do some more charges. And we're actually going to use a lance formation this time. In come our knights in lance formation. That's, of course, going to increase their charge bonus to ridiculous levels. And a lovely little charge there. Look at this charge, just throwing ghouls. And in some cases, one of those Cairn Wraiths landed from being thrown over and then got charged again and got thrown even further away. So these guys now starting to crumble away. There we go. Repanse, well and truly murdering everyone that gets in her way. Fantastic stuff. Another little halo of maidenly wrath there. Knocking undead all over the place. Our infantry is slowly gaining the upper hand. The spearmen, men-at-arms are taking a bit of damage, but the foot squires have got a nice little surround here. These skeleton warriors slowly dying. The Strigoi Ghoul King is very unhappy about how things are turning out, even as he tears off some peasants' heads. That's it. Get in there, lads. Give him a good old stab. Okay, don't worry about that. That's fine. I mean, not a bad start, was it? That was alright.
This is a mercy.
I guess we'll just execute them then.
Lyonesse!
Off you go.
In Bretonia's name.
I mean, oh, we've got the Blessing of the Lady. That's nice. That's early. Holy shit. That's pretty good.
She speaks.
I'm happy with that. So we should get another 20% physical resistance.
We have seized the day.
We have. It was pretty good. Good job. We'll get Root Marcher first. Always get Root Marcher
Shall
first.
we?
Let's go and bop you.
Name. In the name of with the lady's blessing.
And oh, the Terrifying Mask of E. It's not a bad start, actually. That's pretty good. Okay, we've got some beast men to the south. Do we have to worry about that? Yeah, I mean, yes is the answer, but we've also got some friends.
Let's hope we can come to an accommodation.
What about a trade agreement? And military access? And a defensive alliance?
I suppose so.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
In the lady's name.
Do we just want to keep heading? And where do I see my water?
Victory.
Right. So, we've got Martek here,
Just one step.
but it's unpleasant climate. What we want to do is we want to take this. There's not much of a garrison there, is there?
Repanse de Lyonesse.
Could we take that? How much money do we have? It's not bad. If we do something maybe like that. There you go. Got another skill point. Lovely. I'm tempted to make you more killy. But... Ooh, yeah, okay, let's go Inspiring Presence. Let's go Inspiring Presence. So that's... Okay, 4... I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Victory in the lady's name.
I don't know if I want to do that just yet. I might hold off. Right, I want to get more melee attack and charge bonus, but economic investment. Thing is, I'm not going to be making a huge amount of money at the moment, so there's no point probably worrying about that. So fuck it, let's just do that. Let's just do that. Oh, Henry's leveled up as well. Good old Henrys. Okay, you can get that. And go Deadly Blade as well. Sure. Let's do that. Okay.
The lady calls me.
Okay, not a bad start. If we can hit the city quickly, we might be able to take it. If we can take it, I mean, because one of the major problems we've got at the moment is that obviously there's vampiric corruption here, and the longer we leave that, the worse it's going to get. So, right, they've got another army there. Is that a problem?
Such oppression.
Oh no. Okay, Venice is preparing to fail. The Chevaliers' army takes on water supplies every time they enter settlement. Garrison your forces and grant them immunity for desert attrition. Okay.
Yes, ready.
So I take it we're going to take attrition everywhere. Right, well that's going to sting, isn't
I pray
it?
for cooler climes.
Well, you shouldn't have come to the bloody desert then, love. Eh? That's your first mistake.
The heat is cruel.
I know. Am I going to take attrition if... See, even on the pars I take attrition. What in my own territory, though? Interesting. I want to go on the attack. What I don't know is if do I take attrition even if I'm encamped? Encampment says immune to attrition. So theoretically, I should be immune to attrition. In theory. In theory.
Move together.
In theory.
Stop.
Okay, we are. Good.
Recuperate.
That would have been problematic had we not been. We might... I really want to go and take that city ASAP. So I'm going to give it a shot, even if it's not the best option. Yeah, vampiric corruption here is increasing. So the sooner we knock them out, the better.
As you order.
It's quite ballsy to be heading straight for them this early, I feel like. This could go badly, or it could be fine. Okay, they're recruiting. Hello. Join your war against... You know what? I'm just in the middle of something at the moment. I'll get right back to you on that one.
Such heat. Such oppression.
Oh, I know. Right.
The lady is
Are we still going to
watching.
take attrition if...
To the fight! Draw your weapon!
Are we still taking
Battle
attrition?
comes.
No.
Such a thing is impossible.
Do we attack? Now, their units are trash. So, I think yes.
Have heart! The lady guides us!
Yeah, she does. Looks a little bit on the dry side over there, but that's fine. We've got the trebuchet opening fire, taking chunks out of the undead on the wall. Of course, the nice thing here is that they won't have any missile units, so we're pretty safe to charge in. Of course, they've got the towers, but the towers aren't upgraded, so we'll be doing negligible damage. They did manage to pick off 1 or 2 knights, but there's plenty more knights. I mean, look how many knights we've got. Loads of them. Look at the buggers. If anything, we can probably do with reducing the number of nobility here, because I mean, we don't have that many peasants, to be honest. It's probably, you know, 5 peasants per knight at this rate. That's not enough, is it? It's barely enough to get your boots on. Anywho, I'm sending my peasants to die on the walls. Because I felt like it. I was like, just send them up there, see what happens. Our foot squires, on the other hand, being that they're not the worst. Yeah, well, heading towards the gatehouse to help out. Now, obviously, charging a whole bunch of cavalry into these skeleton spearmen, I mean, despite the fact that skeleton spearmen are garbage themselves, probably wouldn't be a good idea. Because the attrition we'd suffer from just trying to carve our way through these, not great. However, I think Repanse and Henry, backed up by the foot squires, can probably do it. And we'll keep the knights in reserve after they've trashed the gates, so that once we have managed to break through, we can then bring our knights in and finish off any surviving units. Basically, as soon as we've got a breach in their lines, we can get in there. So already our peasant units, sorry, I should say, they're men-at-arms. They're men-at-arms. They're not peasants. I mean, they are peasants, but they're men-at-arms. They're climbing up onto the walls over here, and they're actually going to be doing... I mean, they're better than zombies. And, you know, I don't say that about many things, but... With the case with men-at-arms. But they are better than zombies, to be fair. So at least with zombies, you know, they will be dealing with the zombies. So that's something. That's good. And our trebuchet just knocking out some skeletons there. We've got a nice little... I mean, we're getting units up onto the wall. This is fine. We can now bring them back. I mean, this actually might work. I was kind of like, it's just sacrificial to keep them busy. But actually, this could work out. We've also got some archer support there, taking a little bit of damage thanks to the tower. But actually, this tower is now under our control, so it won't be shooting at us anymore. So that's a bit of a win. The gate is slowly being taken down. Another 20% is all we need. You can see that on the walls. I mean, our men-at-arms, they may be surrounded by horrific undead, but they seem to be doing okay. So, you know, that's fine. Good job, lads. Got some polearms over here. These guys are actually armor-piercing. I mean, the men-at-arms with polearms aren't actually bad. They're pretty tanky. They're not foot squires, but not bad. Okay, here we go. Right, now, we need to get our knights away from this, because I don't want them dying to a bunch of spearmen. So we're going to get Henry, and we're going to get Repanse in here. They're sending in... Yeah, there they go. They're piling in the units. Now, this is fine, because we can just get Repanse into the middle of them, and then explode the fools. And that's going to do a lot of damage. I don't know if it killed many, but I think it certainly did a number on the actual units themselves. So, and plus it blinds them, so they're not going to be doing much in the way of damage for about 10 seconds or so after it wears off. Now, Repanse is... Jesus. Good grief, love. Holy crap. She sent some flying. It's like, batter up. Pow. They're out of here. I mean, she's wrecking face. I mean, admittedly, these are just skeletons and zombies, but still, she's murdering her way through this lot. She's having a lovely old time, up to 50 kills. Holy crap. And 38 kills there. Foot squires in, and our knights are outside the city walls. Now, I wouldn't want to do this if the towers were still under the control of the undead, but they're not, which, I mean, because the amount of damage that they would do just with our knights sat there would be pretty horrific. But with us in control of the towers, that's fine. Our men-at-arms on the walls are actually doing pretty good. So these skeletons are starting to crumble. They're managing to gain control of the walls. This is all pretty good. Pretty happy with this. Now, because we've got the favour of the lady, we actually get a nice big 20% increase in physical resistance. And because Henry is near Repanse, he gives another 15%. So she's actually got 35% physical resistance, which is pretty bloody good. Which means she's pretty resistant to anything. I mean, plus her armour. I mean, she's fairly resistant to pretty much anything they're going to throw at her. And I mean, she's racking up the kills here, up to 96 kills. I mean, the foot squires are up to 51. Not that we're counting, but it's, you know, it's pretty good. As soon as we can make a dent in this, and they will just keep feeding in units, unfortunately. There's not much we can do about that while they're just continue. I mean, if we had a little bit of magical support, that would be really good, but we don't. So we're just going to have to do this without. I think magical support is a priority. We need to get a... We need to get a damsel in here, ASAP, to help out. And Repanse has got her AoE ability ready to go again, so we're going to try and push into the undead, and then we're going to... Kaboom! Wreck face. I mean, a lot of the skeletons have picked themselves up again, but... I mean, she's up to 150 kills, so... Fucking hell. Holy balls. She's doing good. The girl's doing good. Can't argue with that. Literally just murdering fools left, right and centre. And I think we're now... Yeah, questing knights now coming in. We've managed to like murder our way through quite a significant portion. The questing knights now charging in. We're going to try and push them through into these zombies over here. Now, knights in the cities are always a bit of a pain because you never quite manage... Getting charges off, the AI seems to manage it no problem, but as a player, it's basically impossible. Like, I don't think that... Well, that seemed like a charge. That was okay, wasn't it? So I guess we'll get our charge bonus. I mean, the questing knight stats are pretty good anyway. So we've got 41 melee attack, 46 melee defense, and the 48 weapon strength. They are basically melee cavalry. These are cavalry you can just stick in an engagement, and they will just hack their way through. They don't need their charge bonus. I mean, it's always nice to have the charge bonus, but they don't need it. Meanwhile, things like the Knights of the Realm do need their charge bonus. Without their charge bonus, they're just not very good. I mean, obviously, with their charge bonus, they're pretty good, but... I mean, the questing knights just always felt a little bit better to me. Plus, do they have armor piercing? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And that's something that a lot of knights don't have. So, questing knights, pretty bloody good. Just due to the fact they can armor pierce. And a lot of, like, the upper-end units, of course, are armored. And you need that armor piercing. So we're trying to lure the zombies away and get another charge off. But some of our knights are just resistant to leaving. So the charge is a bit meh. To be honest, I need to get Repanse in here to help out with 197 kills. I mean, she is murdering her way through this undead. I mean, the foot squires doing pretty good work themselves, up to 135 kills. Took very little damage as well, actually. They did very, very well. Repanse coming in. Gonna do another little... Oh, Henry's coming as well to help out. Good old Henners. Another little explosion there. Up to 210 kills. And yeah, these guys have no melee attack, no melee defense. The zombies are blinded. You wouldn't think blinded would have much of an effect on zombies, but apparently it did. There we go. So more of our knights now coming into the city, having managed to break past what remains of the enemy infantry, and our units on the wall slowly pushing back the undead. Some more zombies have filtered in, but these zombies getting their arse kicked. Being pushed back right to the line there, being prodded to death. I mean, yes, some of our men-at-arms have died, but that's a sacrifice I am willing for them to make. So, questing knights coming around the flank. Now, unfortunately, our Knights of the Realm have actually been charged by these fell bats. And actually, these fell bats, their stats, having been buffed with Von Howell's Dance Macabre, are pretty good. And they're actually doing quite a lot of damage to our Knights of the Realm. Our Knights of the Realm are getting eaten by bats, and It says they're losing slightly. Now there's more units. It now says it's even. So I need to get some more knights in here, because otherwise my Knights of the Realm are just going to get eaten by bats. And that's not ideal, to be honest. Their melee attack is quite high compared to our melee... Sorry, their melee defense is quite high compared to our melee attack. So in comes some more Knights Errant to help out. So they're going to get a nice little charge there. And hopefully these bats now dying. Fantastic. And we've got some Knights Errant charging in against the Skeleton Warriors. The Skeleton Warriors are trying to reform. Doesn't look like they managed to do it in time. And yep, they're going absolutely flying. Poor old the Master Necromancer has got like blatted by flying skeletons, which makes his day even worse. He's probably got sand everywhere as well. And plus he's wearing a big heavy cape covered in hands for some reason. So I bet he's really hot. I bet he's sweating his bollocks off under that. It's like, oh, we just killed a knight. Holy shit. Like, I'm so angry and so sweaty. Nah. He probably looks like a young man under that, but he's just so dehydrated. He's just... Gerald, don't let him hit you. Gerald, what are you doing, Gerald? Fucking Gerald. Absolute madman. Fortunately, Repanse and Henry have turned up, and yeah, he's dead. He's so dead. I think everyone did very well. Oh, and we got a banner. Scarecrow banner, Scarecrow banner, Scarecrow banner. Give me that Scarecrow banner. Razor Standard. Actually, you know what? That's pretty good. Let's give that to... I say Questing Knights. Let's do that.
Takes his place.
Obviously, we're occupying.
We've
got Vampire Hunter, which is true. Razor Standard. Lovely.
Can I assist?
And we now have a Bretonian Fishery. I bet that smells awful.
Shall we?
Let's give you... I suppose we do want to do this. I mean... Yeah, alright. Alright, let's do that. Let's do that. Henry, you're going to continue to be a Deadly Blade. And we need to take Firus. So we need to take Firus sooner rather than later. However, having the capital as we do, when do we get this? Ah, here we go. Water supply. So we use Desert Attrition 5 turns. Fine. Fine. That makes life a little bit easier. Oh, Balalid has a gold mine.
Yes, ready.
I want that. I also want to kill Arkan because he's down there somewhere. However, we have Sir John Tywalls, yes. So maybe we can do something like this. Oh, well, let's hang on.
I refuse.
Let's change that into just a trade agreement and military access because you will take that. And that's all I want. I can sell you my salt, and you can take it. Do I want... Now, what are the... Now, let's think about this. So, we'll be fighting the undead. The undead, early game, don't tend to have much in the way of cavalry and stuff. Tomb Kings, likewise. They very rarely... It'll take them a little while. They'll have the Ushabti, but... So, I think we're just going to... Let's do something like that. Let's do something like that. I'm tempted to knock this down, but I'm going to hold off at the moment. We just need to take Firus. Now, taking Firus quickly should be fairly easy now we've taken Haikk. Now we've got that. And the nice thing is that's now on our border. So both Kopa and Firus are sort of like out of the way, which means we don't have to worry too much about them. And I think we can just take that this turn, and then that will deal with this.
The lady is watching. Yourself.
Bosh.
We rule here.
Ooh, a box standard. That's really nice. Good standards. Confederation offers. Those good and virtuous brothers of the island outpost of Firus, the Knights of Origo, are impressed with our actions on the battlefield and beyond, and they would like to join our cause. Oh. Sure. I will take Zandri. I don't know if that's a good idea. We are now next to the
Protector of the Realm.
And I'm going to have to get rid of you, but could I maybe have the Grail Relique and the Blessed Field Trebuchet first?
It shall be so.
So maybe we're going to keep you alive for one turn. We've also got Donna Don Domigio. Donna Don Domigio, Paladin of the Knights of Origo, has been with the Order from the very beginning. He has survived countless battles and is still eager to bring righteous death in the lady's name. Holy shit. He gets some missile resistance. Okay. Oh shit, I forgot to do...
Repanse de Lyonesse.
No, not you. You. I forgot to do you. Fuck. Ah, shit. Well, let's do pledge to... rank up 5 times after taking the pledge. That's probably the easiest one. We'll do that. In fact, you can rank up 1 more time. Let's go chainmail. Give you some more melee defense and all that kind of stuff. Does that count as 1? Or is it like when you have to rank up? You have to rank up. Right. Okay, fine. Fine. Let's get that thingy. Have you got the... Hang on. The Sword of Lyonesse. Do you start off with that? No, you don't start off with it. Have you just got it? Have we got a quest? Have I not been paying attention? Do we? Nope, we just got quests for banners. So these banners, what do we need to do? Establish trade with the following faction. Great, okay, we can do that. Win 3 battles against the Tomb Kings, that's going to be easy. Maintain 4 units of questing knights. Again, that should be fairly straightforward. So that's going to give us a banner which is charge bonus and perfect vigor. Nice. Melee defense for assigned melee unit and expert charge defense. Nice. And missile strength plus 25% assigned peasant bowman units. I mean... Sure. Fine. Whatever. Oh, what have we got here? What's this? What's this? What's this? Holy Monastery of the Divine Origo. Oh, hello. It's not bad. Unlocks recruitment of Knights of Origo. Oh. Oh. Well. How exciting. How very exciting. Public order here is actually stable somehow. I'm going to knock that down and do something else there. I don't know what, but we'll do something else. And we'll upgrade this because that seems to make the most sense. I think anything that's going to give us growth. So the pox shelter. Sure, everyone needs to shelter from the pox. Good. And do we need untainted? We do. Well, now. We're going to have a little bit of provincial instability and conquest malice, but the corruption will go away. So maybe construction cost reduction for all buildings. Or growth. Let's do growth. Let's do growth.
Yes.
Let's do growth. Okay, I want to get some of these units off of Sir John, and then we're going to get rid of Sir John. Because it's not that he's a bad guy. Look at this, he's got some good shit here. We definitely want him on board, but just not at the moment. He's a pirate hunter. He's a tomb slayer. He's the foaming one. Wow, he foams. Oh, good to know. Good to know he foams. That's good. Good old Foamy John. Yep, definitely want him on side. We'll put Donna in our army as well. And then we'll have a couple of paladins. So that'll be good. Okay, so we're losing quite a chunk of money. We've got the Decrees of Bretonia. Here we go, the Sword of Lyonesse. Research 2 technologies. Following in the footsteps of an old questing knight, the previous owner of the sword, who journeyed here during the Great Crusades, Repanse traces the sword through the images sewn into the tapestry, retelling the story of this knight's quest, just as it happened hundreds of years prior. He was one of the first to quest further into these Southlands, braving the scorching heat and treacherous sands, when others would have surely turned back. Repanse wishes to learn more about this knight and his largely untold legacy. Details of his story had been restricted to the occupants of his home village back on Lyonesse, a place with little desire for the fame that such quests can attract. However, Repanse hopes that by doing so, she can further her worthiness to wield the sword and to lead the new crusade into the same lands that now teem with the undead kings of long-forgotten times past.
She speaks, I listen. What
Good to hear. Right, okay,
We're
going to meet up.
going forth, moving out.
Let's go meet up. Hello. Right, I want you, and I definitely want you. In return, have some sword boys. So I want the knights as well. Something like that. So we'll have a couple of units of Knights Errant, a couple of Knights Realm. We'll have some Battle Pilgrims for the Grail Relic. I think that looks pretty good.
For Bretonia.
So that's 20. So then what we can do is actually maybe get rid of these men-at-arms.
In the lady's name.
And then we can get Donna in here.
I will lead by example.
Let's get Donna
Your
in.
words.
And then you lot are fired. Get
Honor
out.
before
I said
glory.
you're all fires.
Blessings of the lady be upon you.
And you. Laters. Okay, so we've got a full stack, a pretty potent full stack as well. That's looking pretty good. Got a couple of pieces of artillery, we've got some knights, we've got some good infantry, we've got some heroes. We don't have any magical support yet. That's probably going to be high on my list of things to do ASAP. Let's get the village, I think. We'll do that one. And Zandri, what do we want here? We've got clay pits, pots. Love a good pot. Love a good pot. They do not like me. Okay, good. Well, I mean, if we lose Zandri, it's not really the end of the world. What I do want to be doing, though, is going down and dealing with Aachen, because I feel like Aachen is going to be a threat sooner rather than later. Also, maybe I can...
Hail, Bretonians!
Hello.
What can the Dowie do for
Non-aggression?
you? Don't think so.
Okay, well, it was an attempt. I would like to take Bella lead, because gold, but I don't think I can hold it. So
Ah, yes.
I think what I'll do is head
In
south.
Bretonia's name.
I think we'll head south,
I require
and
your
we're going to head
oath.
for Kofa, and then we're going to head further south, and we're going to go and deal with Aachen, hopefully before the top knots declare war on us. But that'll have to wait until next time. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.